And oh, that was the wrong stream. There we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. No, I threw down the battle map, which was not going to be useful. I want to see your lovely faces. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Today we will be playing some more Dungeons and Dragons, and hopefully the lovely players here will get a little bit closer to solving some of the issues that they have encountered in game. So, I want to start from the bottom this time. Sunny K, who are you and who are you playing?
Hello, my name is Sunny K. I am a musician and I play Yuka, Witch of the Woods. She is a half-elf druid and she is having a time of things right now.
Thank you.
Hello,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm Feather. I'm playing Throgyn. I'm kind of a bird, kind of a dwarf. You'll see. You are seeing. You here, I think.
Other side, other side.
You are seeing. Yeah. I'm looking forward to giving a kiss to the little business card that I got from the mistress. I thought that would bring us further. I hope that that's still the case.
Yes. May?
Yes, hello. I am May. Welcome back, or welcome to said stream. And I play a lovely half-orc cleric Fig, who's... Nope. There. Always have to see. Let's see. Yeah, I think I think Fig's currently of the mind that we have to untether a past wizard from their what's the word? What's the word? It's not. I'm a cleric, so it's not deity, but it's like
Patron?
patron. That's it. Thank you. Have to undo something from a patron. And yeah, we're going back in the Fey Wilds, which is always his favorite place.
We can put you in the library.
This is
It's like dropping your kid off at the ball pit, but we're dropping Fig off at the library.
No. It's gonna be a ball pit now. 100%.
No, just don't say thank you, and we'll get you when we're done.
It's true. And Rose, what about you?
Well, I'm Rose. I play Cam, who's a tiefling druid. Forgot my own class. That's embarrassing. I'm somewhere here. I can't actually see where the figures are, but one of those somewhere. There's Cam, which is fun. I love the pictures. Just never see them in life. Cam's been getting everything they want, and it's really weird. But also, we're going back to my, one half of my ancestry, back to the Fey Wild. Cam's gonna be right at home, dragging everyone into not getting more deaths. Or trying, anyway. We'll see how it goes.
And that we will.
And just
Oh,
letting
go
you
ahead.
know, DM, that someone had notification beeps.
Already fixed, hopefully.
Okay.
Nice. So, with that being said, let us go back into the wonderful world of Gorunk. You all
And
have
then immediately leave it.
Well, you all have taken a long rest. Enjoy your long rest. Have your little ticks. Get your spell slots back.
Yes,
Yep.
rest.
And then, Throgyn, what are you specifically doing?
My entire long rest was infusing magic into the book that we received, The Skin and Bones of He.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've just finished that up. Does that mean that I can just pour my energy into it?
This is
Because I
true.
would
This
like
is
to.
correct.
Does it get bigger?
Does it get bigger?
Can I choose that?
Does it get bigger?
I think it would get bigger. My working theory is that it would get bigger.
Throgyn, as you begin to pour your energy into this book, I would like you to mark off a spell slot, a level 1 spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch as the book grows from where it had been, about... Ooh, I just hit my mic. I'm so sorry, everyone. At where it grows from being about, head height, it suddenly becomes torso height instead. Congratulations.
I should have done that later. Now it's too big for me to easily carry.
It still fits in your bag. I'll let you put it in your bag if you want to put it in your bag.
I'm already encumbered. Can someone else hold the book for me, please?
I genuinely
Fine.
cannot.
I guess. Pick it up.
I can wrap it in some paper if you want.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Thank you.
You wrapped the skin book in butcher paper. All right.
It's also because I never actually took it out of my inventory, so it's still in there.
Yeah. So yes, Throgyn, that absolutely worked out for you.
Perfect. So, we wanted to see the mistress?
Wasn't there a portal?
Oh, I have the card here too, yeah. We can go through the
Yeah.
portal.
There is a portal, yes, and you look behind you and you see that the salesman that you'd been speaking with last session has a swirling purple portal up at this point that seems to drop you not onto the biggest road of the Fey Wilds, the one that you were in the first time, but it does seem to drop you off closer to the tropical themed business run by run by Cam's uncle.
Before we head through, Cam would like to know if he needs to give them another thing to stay in contact or not.
I don't think so. You got the book, so I think that should do most of it.
Great.
And you all
Also, still don't touch my shit in the circle. It's still mine. I haven't given it back.
Absolutely.
And you all step through the portal onto an eerily quiet street.
And when you say eerily quiet, is it material plane eerily quiet or Fey Wild eerily quiet?
It's Fey Wild eerily quiet.
Oh.
You still hear chatter, you still hear movement, you still hear a lot of like the music, the lights that are still very overwhelming to you every time you come through here. Cam, you notice that it is dead silent. Like, yeah, there's people, but it seems to be mostly working people and not so much like deal people.
Right.
You look around. You're on a side street, like I said. There's a couple of buildings next to you. One of them is the tropical themed casino. I'm just gonna call it a casino. Owned by Cam's uncle.
Mojitoville.
Mojitoville, yes, thank you. It is Mojitoville. Other than that, you can look around, tell me what you're looking for. One of you has something at the very least.
Shall we initiate contact with her?
Yeah, most likely. Throgyn, I believe you had the contact information.
I do. Do we want to go now?
Times, I'm pretty sure is a wasting. So, yes. Though before.
What do you mean
Like,
before? Throgyn's already kissed it.
You said it's time to no time to waste. Sorry.
I would like to make sure that he came through with us.
What?
What?
Oh right, because we have him by the contract that we all signed. That Cam drafted.
Sorry,
and we all
you
signed.
want me to come with you?
I mean,
The
unless you
contract
wanna just
doesn't say he has to.
Well,
later.
hold on. Let's look at the
Throgyn,
creditor will
you
provide.
watch as the card that you kissed begins to shimmer a bit in your hand. It gives off a little bit of pink light. And then, do you know how in like old cartoons, if there were like scent trails, it would like waft in a little line? It does that in like pink glitter away from you. While this conversation between Fig and he is happening through the portal, of course.
Yep.
Guys, I think we need to go, otherwise we'll lose the scent.
The scent? I'd like to know if I see this trail.
You
or
also
it's
see the
just-
trail. It is not disappearing, by the way.
I think animal instinct is going to take over and Yuka's going to go.
Follow Yuka because, like, let's at least stick into two pairs.
Just
Did you want
stay
me
in
with
contact.
you?
Just stay in contact, and I rush after her.
Sure! Portal closes.
We have him on speed dial. Something goes horribly awry.
So, Yuka and Cam, you two being the first two on this trail, you watch as this little pink shimmery line basically dips in and out of alleyways, around corners. At one point, you sort of like climb up a half flight of stairs onto a new level, back down through like. At some point, it sends you into a building, but then like through a tunnel above ground towards a different building.
Do I get the feeling that this line is just fucking with whoever like kissed it? That there would be a way straighter path to wherever we're going?
I want you to roll me an insight check.
Why?
Ooh, I'd like to roll to see if I can remember my way back.
Absolutely. Roll me a intelligence check, May.
Well, I start out great. I rolled a natural 1 plus 7, but still. That's my one out of the way.
So, Cam, you are not entirely sure. You don't think that they would, like, if they knew that you wanted to meet them, you don't think that they would, like, drag you around like that. And, I mean, the Fey Wild can just be a confusing place. Like, instructions are notoriously difficult.
Yeah. Fair.
It may
It's
also
just
be
that-
a security measure for someone who doesn't want to be easily found. Sorry, mate. I didn't mean to.
No, you're good, because Fig's just remembering that it was very specific instructions to get to the library, and so after the first few dips and turns, I think he might try to write down if he remembers the first couple.
Sure, absolutely. After a while, the four of you end up at outside of a building, or you're inside of a building, but standing in front of you there is another building that looks like the outside of a building. Very confusing.
Vegas, baby.
Cam's just like, yep, this is another Tuesday. And you see that this building has very, very opulent architecture. It's not quite elvish, you don't think, Fig. But it definitely has a lot of elvish influences. If a lot of it was replaced with more natural art, like more natural materials. You have columns, but they're made out of tree trunks that have been grown oh so carefully to have ridges and decoration in the bark itself. There's overhangs with what, in all likelihood should be gargoyles. They're instead looking like living beasts made out of flowers and vines and berry pods. You see in front of you two large doors that come together into the shape of a heart, painted pink with silver filigree throughout. And you watch as the scent trail flows right up to those handles and sort of loops around them in a figure 8, tying a bow.
Is this an invitation to knock or to enter without first knocking? Cam?
Always knock. Okay.
And with 3 knocks from Yuka, you hear a voice from the other side. Come on in.
Cam,
hmm
um, do you know anything about this lady before we talk to her?
Oh, good question. What would I know?
You could do me.
I
You
know
could.
she.
You could do
I
one
know
of two.
she dealt with my uncle, but
Yes. So you could do one of two things for me. You can either roll me intelligence or wisdom.
oh yeah, wisdom, absolutely.
They will
All
give
in.
you different information.
Where? If
Intelligence
I
will
want
give you
factual knowledge, I need to roll intelligence. Right?
correct.
Fine. I'll roll the one that I'm not good at.
It's the
Where? Well,
the
it's a
age-old
9.
question:
There you go.
the
It's a 9.
intelligence to do something or the wisdom to know not to do it.
Pretty much, yeah. So what you find out, Cam, what you remember is you remember that this person has dealt with your uncle before. You know that your uncle, at least as far as he has described it to you, basically turned over a lot of the contracts under his name to this person in exchange for basically not having to do the paperwork anymore. You know, he gives this person a flat amount of whatever contract, whatever deal, whatever debt he is owed, and because of that, he doesn't ever have to deal with, I've already forgotten what I called them, but Fey TSA.
Department of Debts. Todd.
Department of Debts, DOD, yes, DOD, thank you. That said, you know that the mistress has this same sort of agreement with quite a lot of the Fey Wild, especially with quite a lot of this neighborhood of the Fey Wild. And you're not entirely sure how she got so much, for lack of a better word, territory under her belt when usually the Fae are not too keen on being in debt with other people. Like, contracts are always very dangerous, but you're not entirely sure how she pulled that one off.
Okay, so that great paper pusher. Let's be polite. And with that, we got invited in, so Cam will just change back into their normal changeling because it's polite if you meet someone new to actually look like yourself. And we got invited in, so I'll enter.
You. Oh.
Shall you take the lead for us, so as not to make a faux pas?
Just be polite. It's not that hard.
Mm.
I'll try. I don't know this person.
You...
Don't know if they like my uncle. That's gonna be important.
You push open these doors. They swing inside. And you are met with a very lavish entryway. The inside of this room looks larger than the outside of the building looked completely. You are somehow, you're not sure if you got smaller when you walked in or if the flowers in here just grow bigger. But the flower stalks to either side of you are as thick around as tree trunks. The rose petals and daisy petals brushing what you think would be a ceiling, except for beyond it you see sky, pink, purple, clouds of yellow sky. Walking in, walking through, you see that the grass easily grows up to your shoulders. This sweet grass with a lovely aroma, Yuka almost cloyingly thick to you with your sensitive senses. You walk in, and
Oh no, seasonal allergies.
after walking down a pathway through these flowers for a while, you see at the end a long table, round, where at the far end there's a throne made out of petals, tulip petals making up the back, baby's breath serving as filigree. And sitting on this throne, there is a fairy, or a pixie. You're not entirely sure what species, but it is a slim woman. She has wings of gossamer. They're sharp and pointed at the ends, and she is dressed in what looks to be peony petals, draped ever so carefully over her form. Well, how can I help you all today? Nice to finally see you.
I would say it's nice to meet you, but I haven't had the pleasure to be your acquaintance yet. So,
Well, let me start up on that then, shall I? And she just sort of leans forwards. And you notice as she leans forward and starts to extend her hand across the table itself begins to shrink so that you're actually within reach of her. I'm the mistress. It's a pleasure to meet you. Camp, is it?
you're correct.
Do you shake her hand, Cam?
I mean, I do. It's rude not to.
I just wanted to check. But please, introduce me to your friends if you don't matter. Or if you don't mind, rather.
If you don't matter, is so funny. I'm sorry.
Oh no, the GM flub was a funny joke!
No, it was good. If you like, that is. If she were a mean girl, that would be a peak line, but I don't think that's what you're going for.
No, that is called my brain just short-circuited, but also it's very funny.
It is. It is funny. It was
If
a
you don't
happy accident.
matter.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Just twinkling her. Well, these are my companions. They go by multiple names. I think I would let them introduce themselves.
Well then.
So,
Can I have your name, big hunk of handsome?
Do not give her your name.
No. But you can call me Fig.
Oh, and I have those pretty little shoulders. Well, look at that. And she shakes your hand.
And I like look over to Cam to see if I did that right.
just get a thumbs up.
I love them. I love Vic.
And
Hi,
then,
you could call me Raven.
Sure thing. And she reaches her hand down to you as well, Throgyn, Raven. And you notice that as she shakes your hand, she gives you a little bit of like a cheeky wink.
I wink back.
Oh.
God damn it. Okay.
And what about you, man?
I am called Yuka.
Nice
Lady Yuka, the Witch of the Wood.
Pleasure to meet you, Lady Yuka, the Witch of the Wood. And she offers her hand out to you as well.
We have now met. Shakes hand.
That we have.
Oh no.
Oh.
Right, yeah, we have dragged like an antisocial recluse into all these situations. Anyway.
So Yuka, how far on your meeting new people checklist have you gotten today?
To put it mildly, Yuka was, let's use the parlance. She nowadays would receive a diagnosis much akin to many people who, like trains a lot.
Would Yuka in the modern day like trains a lot?
No.
Okay.
She would love the way river basins work. She would love
That's fair.
soil.
That's fair.
She's the kind of kid who's like, don't talk to me. I'm going to talk to you, and I'm going to talk to you about animal taxonomy. I'm going to leave now.
It's fair enough.
We've talked about what a modern Yuka would look like, and that is something that we can talk about when the campaign is over in a live debrief if people are so interested.
That could be really fun, yeah. So, well, nice to see you all here at last. I know you left last time without saying hello. Then again, you gave little Arlo a bit of a scare.
Does that name ring a bell? Because, like, to me, player me, it doesn't. But
I am going to say right now, I, as the DM, think I have forgotten this NPC's name. So yes, Arlo does ring a bell. It's the little birch fey that you encountered last time. That Cam, you had your debt with, your mutual debt.
Yes, delightful creature.
Yeah, he's quite nice. He's learning the ropes. But what brings you all here to me today? You can't
Okay.
speak. This is loud.
Well, my friend here is the type to think before they speak, which means that sometimes they take like multiple times to actually start talking. So just give him a moment.
Nothing in this place happens without consequence, including words spoken and actions taken.
This is true. I mean, there's a reason the table's a bit bare right now.
Rose is thinking you just don't have any friends, but Cam does not say that out loud.
Damn.
Is it rude to ask why the table is bare?
You can always ask as long as you're polite.
Yes, we were aware of the lessened noise and activity outside,
Yes.
and for you as well.
Well, it's a tragic thing, really. A little while ago, pretty bad illness swept through here. Got quite a lot of people. So, until that's resolved, a lot of things are shuttered, or at least business is stopped. The fig side eye is giving me life.
Did any of us still have an item from he?
Yes,
Because I left all of mine.
I know.
We have his bones.
No, I mean
Bones.
I
like
think
the.
that would count as an
Oh,
item,
that would be one of the ones, yes. Of course.
right? If we were to look for one item, the bones.
The GM does keep track of these items, yeah.
GM, could you be so kind as to remind us who has what at this point in time? 'Cause I do not remember.
At this point in time, I do believe that Cam has put all of theirs down.
Yep.
I do believe that Yuka has put all of hers down with Cam's items. Fig has the Rose book right now. I do believe that Throgyn still had the orb on him.
Okay, good, cool.
Orb
So I did remember.
The wizard orb.
had an
I thought I
alchemy
didn't
kit.
have the wizard orb anymore, but I do think I still have the Glock.
Yes.
And the
okay.
alchemy kit.
No, I thought I put that
tricky
away.
one.
Yeah, the alchemy kit I think you got rid of, yeah.
Yeah,
But you do have the Glock.
yeah.
Okay, so
So
Probably
Throgyn has
put that
only the
away.
Glock, I will say.
we are still contagious. As a group.
You don't know. You certainly have items from he on you.
Please roll an insight check or a medicine check to see how infectious we are.
Medicine check,
I can
please.
roll
Can I-
medicine check.
Thank you.
Can I do
We're
like an Arcana check or
asymptomatic
whatever?
carriers.
You could do an Arcana check. You are asymptomatic carriers, yes.
So
Well,
how would
actually, no,
we
you're not
know?
asymptomatic carriers. You don't know that.
Well, we weren't getting sick.
But
Correct.
I got a 22. tell me.
Oh, but if you got a 22, I'll tell you. I'll tell you on a
Okay.
22. Was that a medicine check
Thanks.
22?
Yeah.
Yeah, so fun fact for Yuka. You know that at this point in time, none of you are ill.
Right.
None of you are ill. None of you have ever been ill in this specific way.
Mm-hmm.
You do know that all of you have been around these items for quite an extended amount of time. And that most people who get infected very, very quickly with almost just incidental exposure. for the four of you to not be infected, it's very strange considering how much interaction you've had with what you think the disease vector is.
With the role that Yuka got, can she also put 2 and 2 together and realize that we also are just different in that we are 3-dimensional where others are not?
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay. Okay.
You would know, based on what you guys are carrying right now, that the only 2 items that could potentially be infected are the Rose Book, which is being held by Fig, and the Glock, which is being held by Throgyn. Also, Throgyn, I think you had 3 guns.
Yes, I had 3 guns, but I don't know if I would keep the ones that I can't use anyway.
That's fair. Just tell me how many guns you
Throgyn's
have.
more like 3 gun.
If possible, I only have 1 gun, but I also understand if you say, well, you have 3 guns because you didn't.
That's fine. If you want to say that you dumped the other 2 guns, that's completely fine.
Nice.
Also, for your information, please use light crossbow rules for me.
Yes. Yes.
What you know, yeah, you know that Fig has the Rose Book. You know that Throgyn has a singular Glock. No other quote-unquote infected items are currently on the party right now. You also have not checked the 2 items that you have with you if they are infected, because you only had one of them the last time you looked for infection, and I do believe Fig kept it hidden during that time.
Can I check them for infection now? Can we?
How are you
as
going
a
to do
group?
that?
Arcana?
Because we used them like True Sight last time.
You could give me an Arcana roll if you want to.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna try to lock on to like a magical signature if one is detectable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would the contract that we have with he count?
That is an item from he. So if you were asking
No,
me,
it's an item from me.
Yeah, it's from.
oh
Cam,
yes,
but-
you're right. It's an item from Cam. So if you are counting items from he, it does not count as an item from he. If you're counting items that have been touched by he, it does count for that because he did have to sign it.
Oh.
I don't know exactly the number you're trying to count here. So
Oh.
question mark. With a 14
Interesting.
on Arcana, broken. With a 14 on Arcana, what you know is... Oh, sorry. Let me actually do Fig first. Fig, with an 8 in medicine, all you know is that you are still carrying items from he. So if you do think that is where the infection is coming from, you are still a risk.
Yep.
Throgyn, with a 14 on Arcana, what you know is you know that looking at the item that you are carrying and the item that you handed to Fig, both of them definitely have a magical signature to them. Both of them match the purple magic that he is known for, as does the contract that Cam is carrying. It is lesser so on the contract that Cam is carrying, but it is still very clearly touched by that sort of magic.
I see if it leaves behind the great dust.
Looking at the
Because that
contract,
was-
looking at the
yeah.
contract, you see that there is no gray dust on it. Looking at the Fig, would you allow Throgyn to look at the Rose Book in this room at this time?
Ooh, I'd probably no.
Then I'm not going to give you an answer for the Rose Book. Looking at your Glock, what you can do is you would notice that that one is shedding. No, you would notice that that one is not shedding any gray dust at this point in time.
Yeah, because you like picked
You
up out of a
do
pile, I
notice that the bag you were carrying it in does have gray dust inside of it.
Oh.
And the bag was not from he.
Maybe it's because I changed the Glock?
You don't know. Well, on a 14, you don't know.
Okay. Yeah, can I also see my own my own magic signature on the Glock?
Yep. Yeah, and what was that? What would that look like?
I have never thought about this. I'm thinking kind of leathery, like feather, like dark feathers, leathery scent.
Yeah. You look into the arcane weave and you definitely smell that little bit of leather. You feel the softness of inky feathers. You know that that is your magic.
Cozy.
Yuka on a 15. You are actually going to get less information than Throgyn has. Because you are looking at this from the perspective of somebody who's looking for illness first, magic second.
Gotcha.
You see no information insofar as, does this magical signature cause illness? And because of that, because that is the specific question you are looking for, the other information just sort of slips past you. If that makes sense.
Sure. Like being so focused on one thing that you can't notice the other more obvious things.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, you guys have been a little bit quiet for a little bit too long. What's on your mind?
Speaking of the lack of people, we were originally tasked by a Dr. Heskadi Morogue to seek out the origin of this illness.
Dr. Scotty Moreau. Scotty Moreau. Why's that name sound familiar? Oh, she that doctor over from Ironcliffe.
Indeed.
Red hair braided down the back?
I believe so. It has been some time since we saw her last.
Oh, no. It's been about 350 years myself. Oh, she was a bit wild back in her study days. But you were sent here by her pleasure. Yeah, handsome?
Oh no, poor Fig.
This man's about to lose his soul.
May, you are a bit quiet, by the way.
Exactly. How does Fig say this? Oh, you're too kind, Lady Mistress. Sorry, everyone. Yeah.
I half expected her to respond with, "Oh, you want me to be mean?"
No. She knows that Fig's over his head. She can't go full out yet.
I'd stop speaking entirely.
Can I roll insight check to see if this woman is looking at Fig like a piece of meat, or if she like actually likes him?
Please do.
Come on, baby. Okay, 17.
With a 17, you know. First of all, that's not a 17. Is that a 17? Oh yeah, it's just not updating on my end. Yeah.
Oh, it was an 11 on the die plus a 6 modifier.
Yeah, sorry, the 15 was the last thing I had seen. It wasn't updating on my end. What you see with a 17 is you see that she definitely started out with just like that. She calls everyone handsome. She calls everyone darling. She calls everyone sweetheart. It's something she does. It comes so second nature to her. With that, did you say VTuber moments?
Yeah, there was like a compilation video of all the VTubers making comments, like not thinking about how people would respond to them.
I love that.
I need to find that video. I think you'd like it.
With the very last thing Fig said, Yuka, on a 17, you would be able to see that as soon as he called her Lady Mistress, like, you just saw like the twinkle in her eye of like, oh, this man is an idiot. I love him.
Real, you're stupid. I like that in a man.
Yes.
Oh, poor Fig. I think Yuka would not normally care, but she's clocking into this because, oh, he was making progress. What happened?
He was making progress. And then we returned to the Fey Wild.
He snapped at me one time, and that was really good for him. Like, what happened?
Give him teeth again.
Uncap your tusks, orc man.
Um,
Yes, handsome.
yeah. So we were wondering if you had a certain amount of magical ability able to trace what we believe the source of this illness would be, and to maybe help. Fig is now blanking on what to call he because it's
Come.
not a friend. It's
And-
not
A creditor of ours.
Acquaintance.
that. Yeah, that of
There's
ours.
more of you.
I'm not certain if this acquaintance would also be welcome in your presence, so we did not bring them here.
Fair enough. Well, please, come, sit. And you see that a mushroom has grown out of the ground next to her throne. And she just sort of pats the top of it a little bit. And
I
you
just
would
want
see
to note
that.
that you said, please sit.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay.
I am aware. And then you see that 3 other mushrooms also sort of poof out of the ground at various spots around the table, but none so close to her chair.
Yeah, I suppose I
You're the
Fig
favorite
slowly
idiot.
I can
walks.
take a little push.
Yeah, to the chair.
Is Throgyn not annoyed because Throgyn wanted to flirt with the mistress person?
I love Wagnanin. Partly because it's just such a good pun. I try to sit on the highest mushroom that's not next to her.
Yeah, absolutely you
They're
can.
not varying heights.
You're tall. You're not as tall as Fig, but you're taller than Cam, so you're tall.
Incredible.
Oh, yeah, what?
Excuse you, I'm any length I want to be.
What's just for my like
Pixies are
ratios?
fairies are
What's the
small.
height difference between Fig and this?
Fig, now that you've actually walked up to the mistress,
Yeah.
she's not as small as you would have thought. Seeing her proportions, seeing her wings, you thought that she would be like itty bitty. However, as you've gotten up closer to her, she comes up to the size of like a very small human on you, or like a very tall halfling.
Okay.
So definitely within the same realm of like body proportion, but still very small.
Also, I'm letting all of you know right now that going forward, most of my rules are gonna have my persuasion charisma rolls attached to it.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
What's that?
We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Now,
Just to debrief really quickly before we go forward. As a party, what are our goals with this conversation? Are we
For Cam,
intending to,
it's make sure you don't go into debt. That's all Cam cares about right now.
are we intending to like learn more about the virus, learn like what she knows about this greater thing going on, see if we can get her help with that? What are we looking for?
I'm thinking that if we can show her the quote unquote cables or maybe like Throgyn's one item that can like, and then to he as well to be like, are they connected with that, and if she can break that connection.
Okay. Well, since you're the favorite.
Fig, you watch as a little plate of there's like a small mound of rice and then what looks to be like a very rich cardamom curry on top of it. Just pops up in front of you with a little fork.
Ixnay on the food.
Mm. Um. I'm currently not hungry at
No
this time.
worries. It won't go cold or anything.
Uh-huh.
The food won't get cold, but Fig sure will. Damn!
I feel like I need to roll a charisma save on that one.
Fail,
Mm.
fail, fail.
Stop rolling. Here, I'll roll. It means I have to tab out though.
You don't have to.
No, it's been rolled now. It's been rolled now.
Yes,
It's an 8.
My God.
Oh my god.
Of course.
Um
Cam's gonna see this because I know Cam's perception is high enough. I think Yuka's might be the other one that is high enough. Very, very slowly, you're gonna see the plate start to move towards where Throgyn is sitting.
He
Like,
knows I'm dumb enough to eat it. I hope kind of sitting next to me because we're gonna need that.
I feel like I would sit like somewhere in the middle so I could see as much of her face whenever she turns to someone as possible.
sure.
So, in the matters of our current adventure quest, it's an adventure, lady mistress. We have recently, and you've taken part in legal matters, I've heard. We were wondering if you could, or if you have the ability to break connections, maybe in place of your own. And we have a few items with us if for a sample of the magic if you would like to see.
I mean, I can certainly take a peek. You're right, and you flatter me, darling. I do have some contract knowledge. If you wanted me to take a peek, I absolutely could do that. Any sort of, I guess, official work, you must understand I would need to charge for it.
I understand that is very
Do you have price list?
understandable business practice.
And you just get a little soft smile there. As for you, Cam, I do in fact have business prices. One moment, and she sort of waves her hand a little bit and fluttering down from a flower above you. You end up with a small roll of parchment. It's written on like this very large leaf. It's like a monstera leaf, and you can see that it is mostly.
There's holes in it.
There's holes in it, but you notice that none of the text is cut off.
Okay.
Each clause is written on each like leaflet.
Exactly. You notice that most of the smaller things are dealt with in a very standard way for the Fey Wild. It's like, oh, you will owe me this much food, you will owe me this much drink, you know, you would owe me this much of your time, or you would owe me a favor of this like amount in return. As soon as it starts to get up into what would what you would probably consider the mistress's specialties, you see that the function of payment changes a little bit. And you see that it changes into dreams.
Mm.
And are we
So
talking like dreams you have at night or dreams as in ambitions?
you notice that it does not specify.
Mm.
However, you do notice that some of the cheaper things, such as consulting work or like single time transactions, tend to have the cost of a single dream, whereas things that you would assume are more on the scale of what your uncle did have a transfer scale of like long-term dreams or like multiple dreams.
Okay. And before we continue, what would you consider this?
You would be able to tell that because this is consulting work, it's likely going to be on the scale of one dream per item or one dream per piece of information she can glean.
Then I will share that with the others. And like I'll also hand the contract to either Throgyn or Yuka, whoever seems most likely to want to read it.
You will notice, Kim, as you start to hand the contract off to somebody else, you're able to pull it in such a way that as you go to hand it off, you are actually left with a copy of the contract as well.
Neat.
A little party trick I've discovered over the years.
We'll have
Yes,
to
the
learn it.
thing about dreams is that left to our own interpretation?
Yes and no. I mean, it has to be nice enough that I'd care about it.
And what exactly is the nature of this dream? Is it a goal, or is it merely what the brain concocts during our sleeping hours?
Well, it's gotta be important to you, whatever it is. So, long term ambitions, as you call them, are absolutely allowed. But if it's a dream made up by your mind that means enough to you, whether it means you're a psychic or someone who's particularly empathetic, both are fine. Just has to mean something.
Would a nightmare count, or is that not a dream?
I think it depends on what kind of nightmare. If it's
But
important to you, and not just because it's scary, not just because you dislike it, if it's something you do actually appreciate or like for whatever reason, then I'd count it.
Um. So, lady mistress,
Mm-hmm.
are there any other requirements we should be informed of before starting a transaction with you?
Ain't you a smart one? And she just sort of like bats her arm out at you, like she's trying to just barely like graze your sleeve. I mean, there's the standard stuff. Things you say can and will be held against you. But likewise, you can do the same to me. I'm sure it's nothing Cam over there hasn't seen.
All right, that's very kind of you to say, lady mistress.
I'm glad. And please, just mistress is fine if you want.
If you want.
I will think on it.
Yuka, you see the mistress just sort of shoots you a look across the table.
She wants to impart the look of like witch to Fey, like
A little bit of this is my idiot, okay?
You're imparting witch to Faye. She's imparting, could you not follow girl code for 5 seconds?
she's a party. She's a party. I was raised by a man who is not a man. He is several animals in a trench coat. I do not know what girl code is.
And I was raised by flowers. What's your point?
Flower. She imparts the look back. Oh, of course you were raised by flowers.
And there's been 3 seconds of silence across the table.
Not that
I
it
love
wasn't.
Mistress's accent.
Not that it wasn't completely fucking obvious. I was gonna say Val's so excited he gets to be Southern again.
I get to be Southern. Look, sometimes I just want to have a sweet little Southern belle. She's
Something
not
tells
anything evil.
Something tells me if this woman were alive during 2025, she would really like the word antebellum for some reason.
I'm gonna need to Google something.
There you go. Have a Google.
I'm not laughing at you, Camp.
No, good.
Oh, that was perfect. No, that was the perfect, like, knock him down. Wow. Alright.
Also, May
Yes.
here, for Sunny, because this is like a nature scene that we've walked into, can you feel any of the your realm here, or is it like not
That's
that?
a good question.
Yuka, are you going to start listening?
I'm gonna start. Can I? Hey, hold on a second. Hang on. I need to read the parameters of this spell.
Do you want to maybe put into chat what spell it is as well?
Hold on, hang on, because I don't want to waste my time if it's okay. Ooh, okay. Well, speak with plants would allow plants to actually like talk out loud to us.
You.
I think she wants to do something a little bit more subtle.
Okay.
Converse with beasts and many fae. So speech of the woods isn't going to cover it either. Is there a way to cast speak with plants such that it's like I can overhear what it is they're saying?
The detect thought version of Speak with Plants.
I would let you cast Speak with Plants.
Okay.
However, you are going to have to give me a deception roll to make the plants believe that you can't hear them.
Gotcha.
I thought it was gonna be deception roll, so like the mistress doesn't notice the magic, but no, it's sort of plants.
Yeah, that's true. You
When-
might want
when-
to ask permission, I don't know, before casting any
Unless she's
spells and-
very distracted by Fig, in which case she might
Yeah,
not
if you
even
want me to
notice.
do that,
Can
I
I
can try to do that.
Can I look at her and impart that like insight really quickly before I do anything? Is it rude to cast magic in someone else's house in the Fey Wild?
Give me insight. You are going to be at disadvantage because this is a set of rules you have never been exposed to.
Oh shit! Disadvantage, you say? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's roll again.
I do. Oh no.
Oh no!
I'm just going in the basis. Yes, it's rude to like just go like I don't know,
Oh,
pick out a
poor-
book out of someone else's bookshelf and start reading in their house
Yuka.
when you're there.
You would know that in the material plane, nobody ever bats an eye at you casting magic. The only question you might get is, what spell are you casting? Or, how did you do that? Because your style of spell casting, as far as you can tell, is a little bit different from other people's. That said, you've never received anything that is negative. You've never received anything that is like, how dare you do that here? And your guess would be, especially with how Jimmy, Cam's uncle, responded to you, your type of magic would actually be appreciated here in the sense of like, it is different enough and it is closer to Fey Wild magic than it is to material plane magic. They're likely not going to care. If anything, they're going to be like, where'd you learn that? That's, wow, local.
She's okay. So I think I'm gonna do this just because it's really funny. The idea. She's just gonna, and that's the impetus for casting Speak with Plants.
I do need a deception from you if you want the plants to not know.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And then I
I
have
did it.
one more question for you, May. Is Fig trying to distract the mistress?
Is Fig
I
even
mean,
aware?
I might not be aware
Okay.
of Yuka doing this. My perception's awful, so I am continually talking to her and trying
Okay.
to charm her into revealing something.
Okay, fair enough. Yuka, you cast
Mhm.
Speak with Plants, and I'm going to very quickly just read what that does. So within 30 foot of you, plants gain sentience and animation, giving them the ability to communicate with you and other people within the spell's area. That said, you also have some other fun things because you are a circle of the something
Steward.
druid. Thank you, circle of
Steward.
steward druid.
Thanks.
So, what is going to happen is all 4 of you are going to start being able to hear plants. What you immediately hear is just from above you, somewhere to your right, there's like a wild rose of some sort. Just a bush that's creamed over, going, oh my goodness, she is down bad, girls. Yeah, but I mean, and then there's a violet from somewhere on the other side. Have you seen what that one is wearing? I mean, she might as well be screaming, he's mine, I've collared him.
I'd like for Fig to roll if he remembers eating or drinking anything.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
He thinks he's got dosed with something. What
Oh,
would
and it
that
wouldn't
be?
sound any
Insight?
different to the mistress because she can just hear them all the time, wouldn't it?
Yes, correct.
Like perception, insight. What should I do?
For memory,
Cam just
give me intelligence. Whatever intelligence skill you got. Yes,
Cam,
correct, Sunny
like,
K.
I don't know
She can
what
hear
it
them all
would
the
be,
time.
but Cam also notices this, but like Fey Wild shit happens. Plants talk sometimes. Like
Kev's just like, this is normal.
what do I need to roll to like
I think Yuka just looks at Cam because she knows that Cam is very perceptive and just
okay, Cam's like, okay, fine. Magic. Check. No
It
further
wasn't
questions,
a
your
nat
mother.
1. It was a 2.
Incredible.
We're doing so well today.
Fig, you don't think you ate anything? You know you turned down the food she offered you. So
Also,
like
if as soon as the food reaches Throgyn, I'll just take it. I'm not
Throgyn,
gonna eat it, but
this delicious looking curry has just been snatched out from under your beak.
And I'm suddenly hearing pants talk. It's getting worse and worse here.
what does the mistress reply to like hearing suddenly the pants talk?
The
Or
mistress
unless
doesn't respond.
the plants were already talking.
Can I try to roll insight on what she meant with the plans being collared? Like one of us being like, is it Fig who's got being collared?
You
Did I
can
already
roll
get
insight, yeah.
got?
What?
Did I already get got
You
somewhere?
can roll insight. You can roll
That's-
insight if you want.
Okay.
That's the one thing I can think of that I already said something that was bad.
But it was about what you were wearing. Okay, I only got
With
an
an 11, Throgyn, there are a couple of possibilities you can think of. One is that Fig has broken some sort of unspoken rule that has put him into a debt with the mistress. Or he has broken some other rule from some other time you guys were in the Fey Wild. Or some other, I don't know, reason that he has entered a different contract.
He is in the contract, the one we wrote.
exciting.
But yes. So, how can I help you?
um the one known as Raven.
Mm-hmm.
You have that item that might have the signature attached to it.
The Glock?
So, would it be possible for you, Lady Mistress, to see if you can detach, not the magic attached to Raven, but the other magic? It's sort of like purpley and like sparkly.
I think I understand what you mean. Yeah.
To detach that from this item.
I can absolutely take a look for you. I will need to, one, see the item, and two, I'll need to know which one of y'all will be paying. And Raven, you feel your mushroom begin to sort of slide towards her, like around the table, so that you're within like handoff things range.
Incredible. I feel like I'm in a spitty chair.
It's very fun.
I grabbed the Glock. Here it is.
I'm gonna roll. Ooh, give me a second. I'm gonna roll a dice very quickly. D20 plus. Let me just roll this dice. Oh, okay, cool. Cam, remind me, was your passive perception a 23?
I mean, no, but I can check what it is.
I mean,
Wait,
you
I
leveled
can't
up,
see it.
so. might be
Okay,
different.
so it's perception plus something.
It's 10 plus your perception modifier.
Yes, so it's 17 plus the
Plus 5.
observance.
Yeah.
So that's 23.
It is 23.
Yeah.
Cam, you are the only one who sees this. Throgyn, you would also notice this because it is being done to you. When the mistress very gingerly takes the Glock out of your hand with one of her hands, she also gives you another card. Throgyn, there is a little, like, honey candy taped to the back of it.
Uh-huh.
No. I just pointed at Throgyn and I go, no.
I look at Cam, I do that little, and I put it in my pocket.
Can we see Throgyn do this?
I mean, you would hear Cam say no for sure.
Okay.
Pointing.
Then Yuka's eyes are planted on Raven. So she just watches him put it in her pocket. Put in his pocket. Be careful. That could be the last thing you very well ever eat.
Wait, do you
sound
see the
like you're
candy?
gonna
That's the
kill me,
question.
but you're gonna murder me.
I won't. Not without cause.
But taking a look at this, let me see. Raven, can I have your hand, darling?
No, you cannot have it. I'm sorry. You cannot have my hand, but you are allowed to look at it.
What do the flowers have to say? I want to hear the peanut gallery.
You notice that there is a vine of forget-me-nots that starts cackling as soon as Throgyn just immediately like gives his hand out there. Just immediately cackling, just like, oh. This husband number 17. Well, let's find out.
It's also, I'd like just that everyone else on the table does have a visceral reaction to just.
It's very funny.
People have been successfully Pavloved into not letting anyone have anything.
But I said she couldn't have my hand, right?
You did say this after offering your hand, yes.
Listen, predatory business practice recognize predatory business practice.
You can know.
Yeah, but also the mistress is telling me to do something. Her name is the mistress.
Throgyn's listening. Throgyn's being a good boy. Good bird. Feather, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Great.
I hope you're not gonna be flipped for that, but
I was not planning on it. Feather, you watch as the mistress like puts her hand like sort of underneath your hand, and then has the Glock in her other hand, just sort of sits there for a minute. Throgyn, what you would feel, because you are magically inclined, you would feel that there is a magic that begins pushing and prodding sort of at the outside of your wing. It's not malicious, it's not trying to do anything to you. You notice that this is what it feels like when like two wizards try and figure out what each other's magic signatures is. And you just sort of feel that she pokes at you, she prods at you a little bit, and then all of a sudden it feels just a little bit more in tune. Like, okay, she's recognized now that the feathers go this way. She knows that it's this specific color, it's this specific scent. And then she starts looking at, and you feel her, you see that the Glock begins to float just barely above her hand as she begins to wave her hand around, sort of very gingerly taps at it. The rest of you who are looking at her, you would start to see her hair very gingerly begins to sort of like float up, almost as if she's entered a state of weightlessness. As she sits there, and sort of the petals on her dress all begin to take on that same weightless quality. And then all of a sudden you see that she falls about 2 centimeters back into her chair. And she goes, yes, I think I would be able to do what you ask. So it comes down to who's paying me now, doesn't it? I can tell you what I've learned, but I do need to know who I will be collecting from.
Cam just raises their hand. They're familiar with this.
Absolutely.
They know how to like incur the least amount of cost while still maintaining.
Absolutely.
I also have a dream which I'm willing to sell if you need some aid.
You see that from underneath the mushroom table, 2 large ferns sort of unfurl, one next to Cam, one next to Yuka, that has inside of it tiny little glass and wood vials. Whichever one you prefer.
Yuka, is this a dream you want to give up or one you wouldn't mind giving up?
It's one I wouldn't mind parting with. It's brought me some measure of enjoyment, but greater good needs must. And yours?
Well, as per usual, you never really want to give up any dream. But I have one I know won't harm me or any of my loved ones.
I don't think one of these dreams will work, says a flower from behind you.
Shall we both extract and then she can choose whichever one is the most potent that she wants to keep? You know what? Because Cam has done so much for Yuka in the Fey Wild, she will offer hers first, just to give Cam a little bit of a break.
Sure. If that's what you wish to do.
Fine. If that's what you wish.
She takes the vial and like inspects how she's supposed to use it.
You see that inside of the vial, there is a little cork hanging off the top, and there's also what looks to be a small wand made out of wood that is currently tipped down inside of the vial. If you had to take a guess, Yuka, the moment you pick it up, you sort of instinctually know that this is meant to sort of tap against your head somewhere, wherever to you it feels like this dream is, and extract it from you. If,
Okay.
for example, this would be a dream of an athlete winning a competition, it could be against the head. He could also tap it against his legs to remove the dream.
She taps it against her head. And the vial is filled with the memory of a sweet dream on a sunny afternoon. That still makes Yuka smile, and it is a setting of a forest glade covered in this like silvery, misty, almost like foggy, dewy light, as if some amount of forest life and light has been extinguished. All of the forest creatures and all of the plants have huddled over and have made this half circle and are weeping, and she's at the back, and they are weeping over the folded carcass of a very specific unicorn.
Now, Yuka, I was gonna ask this question, but I do think I know the answer to this already. Is this a thing that you genuinely want to happen in real life? Or
Not
is this a
anymore.
dream that you have had while you are asleep?
It is a dream that she has had, and she has thought back on every single time Steve's been mean to her. She's like, she's like, I know it's unlikely that I'll outlive you, but it's not impossible.
I got it, okay.
Like, she would never actively kill him, nor would she wish for his demise in any serious way, but she does get some semblance of joy knowing that he'll never be mean to her again.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Okay, that's it.
You all see that in Yuka's hand, there is now a full bottle. As she finishes extracting this memory, placing it into the bottle, caps it up. Oh, if you mind putting that on the table for me.
I shall put it here.
And as soon as it touches the table, Yuka, you see that underneath it begins to glow in this like bioluminescent green. And it just sort of grows up a little bit. It doesn't like grab the bottle completely, but it just forms a little lip around the bottom so it can't tip over anymore. That'll do for now. What I can tell you about this, dear Raven and dearest Fey, I can tell you that this item no longer has any connection to that, whatever you called not Raven's magic. And the mistress offers it back to you, Raven. And as she does so, you notice, Yuka, that the bottle that you had put on the table in front of you begins to be moved towards the center of the mushroom. It doesn't go away, it just sits in the center. Yuka, you no longer remember this dream. You have no idea what you gave up other than you gave up a dream.
Lady Mistress,
Yeah.
if you could be so kind, that wasn't actually my question.
Sorry, what was your question then, honey?
So this is May. I'm pretty sure it was the if you, with the magic signature that's on it, that if you can break the bonds of magic that would be there.
Yes.
So
what I will
you get
tell
an
you,
answer if
what I will tell you
she
as a
could
game
break
master,
it.
what I will tell you as a game master,
Mhm.
is Throgyn. If you are to look at this again, you will notice that his magic is gone from it. Oh, right. I'm so sorry. You wanted to know if I could break it, couldn't you? Well, I will let you know that while I am unsure if I could do it for every item you hand me, that one, at least, no longer has that whatever's not Raven's touch, the thing he called purple.
All right, I understand. It is a very impressive show of your skills, Lady Mistress.
Oh.
That's a charm. That's
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll.
Anyway.
She's getting picked.
You're so capable.
Oh,
It's a
well,
non-natural 20.
you flatter me, Fig. Look, it's just something I picked up. Oh, my microphone. No, wait.
Oh no.
It's just something I picked up. I dropped my whole microphone for that. All right, it's fine.
Damn.
We can still hear you. We're good.
Good, good. I'm glad. But yeah, anything else I can do for you? You know, any of you today.
Can Yuka speak Druidic with Cam?
Yeah. Don't see why not.
In Druidic, she's like, this is intended to be private.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that she would have any information on the virus itself?
Private, it's intended to
Anything
be
we could glean from
private.
her?
Yeah, Lady Mistress, sometimes if they do this, it's really annoying.
Oh,
Okay.
I understand
Is
the
there-
importance of
bec-
information.
We're here. I'm deferring to you and your judgment. Is there anything here that you think she could help us with, or anything in particular that you need done that we can help you with here while we have her here as the resource?
Okay. Then I want to ask DM a few things.
Mm-hmm.
The first, do I get the feeling that she understands what we're saying?
You definitely know that you heard someone say private. They think this will be private. Cam, you know that that voice came from behind you.
Oh, so the plants can hear us. God damn it. And
So-
then,
Yeah.
yes. Then my other question is, with what I know about her, do I think she would know someone who could actively help us? Because she's more of a, like, manager of stuff than the person that does all the underground problem solving.
I'm going to ask you to specify that question a little bit. What type of active help would you want?
Well, we want to break whatever, or we want to fix whatever's causing the illness.
Mm-hmm.
So my mind goes to like a Fey infectious disease expert, but I don't know what Sunny or May would have had in mind,
Cam,
or Feather even. But
Cam, you would know. And others of you can add additional suggestions here if you wish. You would know for sure that the mistress would either be able to directly help you with a knowledge on infectious disease, or would know somebody who could.
okay.
To you, Rose, in my mind, this is really no longer an infectious disease problem. This is a magical problem, at least in my mind. But yeah.
With that, I will also give further information. Cam, you would know that either the mistress herself would be able to help you with a magic problem, or would know somebody who could help you with a magic problem.
Oh. So I'll relay back to Yuka that, like, we're definitely not talking privately. And also, like,
She responds in Druidic. Oh, I'm most certainly aware we are not speaking in private, but the one party I need for us to be in the dark is still in the dark, and that's what matters.
They're talking about Standler. What the heck is Standler?
what bird? What plants got that?
I'm re-looking at what languages Fig knows. Just
Do you know Druidic?
Druidic is not one of them.
no, I know Elvish though.
No,
I
that's
know
like more.
Dwarvish.
Like, more than anything, Sunny K, the player, want to defer to Rose, the player, because Cam is from the Fey Wild, so Cam understands how deals work, and I don't know. I'm like, personally, I'm like tapped out of ideas.
Well, the thing, Cam's
My-
from the Fey Wild, but Rose isn't.
My it's okay. My next plan is to make the DM talk to themselves. So
No!
uh,
That's my least favorite game!
if you'd like to take a break now, or I don't know when there's a
I would. I think I would respond that I'd prefer to get referred to someone
Mhm.
Okay.
because these prices seem quite steep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
So
Which the plans are going to be offended by, but that's okay.
You know, the plants don't actually have a comment about the prices seem steep.
They're aware it's a ripoff.
After all.
They're in on it. It's just a pretty exterior.
After all, it is business as usual.
Ooh.
But yes. See if we could get a referral to a magic specialist involved in like breaking whatever the fuck's going on.
So, I can't imagine you came all the way here just to say hello and, you know, ask for that little bit of work. What else can I help you with? Or what else would you want me to help you with is a better question.
uh, to answer your question, would you give permission for our acquaintance to be in your presence as well?
I suppose why not? You all have been quite kind already.
Hold on, really, really quick. Can I roll insight or arcana or investigation or anything to figure out if immediately upon showing up the Feywild he's gonna get arrested for all his unpaid
Yeah.
debt?
You need to give me an
wondering.
insight check.
Yes, me too. I want.
Okay, Cam, I think that yours is gonna be better. Can I just give Cam the help action?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
So then it's advantage or just twice?
Then it's advantage. So basically
Oh.
what happens is Yuka just gives a look to Cam immediately.
So 22 or something else, but the 22 is the highest.
22 is pretty high. So what you end up doing, Cam, you remember that one of you, and I forget who it was, one of you got handed or told the story of one person that ended up being the entire reason the DOD, the Department of Debts, was created. And then you remember that there was something weird about the debts couldn't be collected because, like, the tracking on the person got wiped or got changed for some reason, and until they showed back up in the Feywild, like, they weren't going to be able to find them again. And you don't know for sure that he is the guy, but like,
I know. I think this was me that this story got told to, and I did hear a name.
you did hear a name, and you did hear
And
the
I
name
did
Tarpless.
read a name being signed.
Yes, and it is the same name.
Okay, great. This guy should not enter this place ever. But like, this is all in my head right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why not.
I mean, Cam, would you think it be reasonable to request our acquaintance's presence?
For some reason, I doubt he's gonna show up. Our acquaintance is a bit fickle like that, and has probably, like, annoyed a few people here. And with the probably just a slight emphasis of definitely.
I mean, that ain't too strange. It's easy to ruffle feathers down here, no offense, right?
No.
I mean, I am allowed to say that, right? Because it wasn't derogatory towards you.
Oh, of course. That's fine.
See, he's a sweetie too.
Oh, also before I forget, just for the hand thing, does it matter that Throgyn doesn't actually have hands but has wings? And
discussed this
I
with
am
my
going to
friends.
say, Fig, that you have in fact wigged onto something that is important, but it does not negate the debt.
yeah, okay. Anyway, um, yeah,
So,
I will attempt to see if our acquaintance is available.
mhm.
Is okay. The ground. Is it ground or is it grass or is it what's the ground here?
It's like grassy.
So it's dirt.
Yeah.
Can I move earth like a little bit of dirt into Fig's foot? Like no.
Yes, you can do this. Fig, there is a little bit of dirt just like going up and down underneath one of your feet.
Just
I
no,
first
my
look at
face
the
is
lady
neutral.
mistress to see if like that's happening, and I'm like, and then I glance over to Cam.
And you see
I'm like,
Cam's hand just like tap on the table.
It's in time with the dirt.
uh, let me just let me just check, and I open like a pamphlet of like something completely unrelated.
Okay. How to deal with minotaurs.
And I'm like, I write something down that's like, do you want to come over? And I'm like, I wait like 5 seconds. Ah, it seems our acquaintance is not available currently.
So,
I'm so sorry that
I do have
I've
follow-up
wasted
questions.
your time like this, and I'm persuading.
Please persuade. Please persuade.
You also did say sorry.
He did say sorry.
Ah!
I mean, I do have so many follow-up questions for you, Fig. I mean, first of all, you contact this person by just writing in brochures. That's quite snazzy. That's something I've not seen before. Is this something you came up with?
No, it is. Oh, it's. I.
Okay.
I didn't come up with that. What are you talking about?
Oh, I would have thought. I mean, you've been so smart so far. But so then, second question: is your friend a? Is he beefcake like you, or?
Um, no, I'm pretty sure he's more on the opposite
Ah,
spectrum.
can
Opposite.
you make sense? I mean, can't have people taken away from your spotlight.
The nasturtium in the background, like, oh, she is so gone.
Correct.
It's like I will say I think Fig does recognize where it's like, oh no, oh no, I said a word, so I've got to like see if I can get out of the later sentence. Anyway,
Damn, Fig is just not having good luck with the people who choose to flirt with him, huh? First it was Vassal, and now it's the mistress.
I hold firm that when I was playing Vassal was not flirting with Fig. This is not a thing that I am just doing to bully May.
Speak for yourself.
this is a thing
The
to
rest
bully
of us are
Fig,
feeling left
and
out.
I am good with it.
Perfect. We get consent here. Well then, if that's everything, I mean, I can offer you a place to stay. But something tells me that no one's going to take me up on that offer.
if Throgyn opens their mouth at all, I'm making sure it's closed.
Are you going to reach across the mistress to close Throgyn's mouth?
No,
Cleanse the
absolutely
beach.
not.
Yuka's just gonna look at Cam like, do you wanna ask her something, or like what are we doing?
Well, Cam, stop not to interrupt people. If people keep talking. But yeah, no. I did have another question,
Mm-hmm.
and that is if you could refer us to an expert in warlock contracts.
So, yeah. So I got a question for you about that one. Do you want Warlock contracts specifically, or any contracts?
Uh, it depends on who you have available, but someone who's at least more knowledgeable in the direction of warlock contracts, they would of course not need to be a specialist.
Makes sense. I ask because, as you know, as your uncle probably told you, my entire empire is built off contracts,
Yeah.
Warlock and otherwise. So I do have a base amount of knowledge. I do also know that you requested somebody other than me. So if you do want someone other than me, I can offer you someone else, but they're not going to be quite as versed in Warlock contracts. It's going to be more the favor kind that you see around here local.
I think Cam knows Goblin because their parent is a goblin, so they're just gonna let off a very quiet line of swears that's like impressive. Think German sentence length impressive. But it's quiet, it's like mumbled.
Fig's gonna try to see if he recognizes the language, because he also thinks it's very impressive.
Fig, roll me a history, I guess. Or a religion.
I'll do history. Better at that. That is a 15. It's mostly just Fig's interested in different languges.
With 15, you're going to notice that it's not one you speak. You are going to notice that it shares a couple of similarities with some like northeastern languages. Things spoken like it's got a little bit of overlap with halfling vocal sounds, but it's not exactly the same.
And I'm just like, I whip out a different notebook, and I'm like, things to ask Cam later.
You're just now starting that list?
Well, no, it's an addition.
Okay, so as I want to discuss with like the other players, of course, we want some information, but what? Because each question is gonna have a cost, and I want to limit it to as few questions as possible, so I need to ask them in a smart order.
What is the most pressing thing for us to do right now? Here's a question. Do we want to take a break and then take the 10 minutes to discuss and then come back?
I will tell you that I was planning on ending stream in about 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No problemo.
No worries. So we can absolutely take a break if you want to take a break. I just also want to give you that. I was looking at logging off in about 30 minutes.
Okay. What are we thinking?
Then I think we should just
break.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5 minutes already.
Let's do a 5-minute break.
People can also get more hydration. I'm looking at one person in particular who's gonna ignore me, but that's okay.
But yes, we'll do a 5-minute break then.
Exactly.
We'll do a 5-minute break. We'll be back just before the hour. Catch you guys back then. Where is my pause? Hello, we're back. I have learned so much information against my knowledge during the break. So, I do believe where we last left off was you were having a conversation with the mistress. And Cam wanted to ask a couple of questions about, or the party, I should say, wanted to ask a couple of questions about a couple of different topics. So, Cam, the mistress, looks over at you. And you see that now that she's looking over, you can see that she's definitely leaning in her chair more than she used to be. And she's honestly leaning a bit towards towards Throgyn. Just like leaning over towards Throgyn, but like throwing a hand out to Fig.
I know how
How should I
Fey
have to
relationships can get.
choose?
Come on, polyamory in the Fey Wild. Why not? But
Didn't I say 18
yeah.
husband?
17.
17.
17.
So Fig would be 17th, and Throgyn, as Raven, would be 18th, right?
Yeah.
Where are the rest of the husbands? Can I
Can you insight check the husbands?
No, can I do an insight check to see if any of the flowers are husbands who got turned into?
Please go ahead.
Okay, and that's my last goofy one that I'll do. We need to get to the bottom of things. 16.
I think she's looking who her husband is also getting to the bottom.
With a 16, you would know that Stanler is a very masculine name. However, all of the other flowers have sounded very feminine.
That doesn't mean shit.
Queer queen.
She's
Hey,
Fey.
Hey, listen, sometimes women like twinks for some reason.
It's true. So, you had questions?
Well, it's a question. Okay. Even I know how to deal with this, and I'm from here, so you're gonna have to bear with me for a second.
Of course, darling.
I have a question about something I am convinced at this point in time you are not able to see.
Mm-hmm.
I also think having this knowledge would be beneficial to you and your company. As such, I propose a trade where we allow you to see what we're having the question about, and then in return you give us your best expert opinion on what it is we're seeing and how we could deal with it.
I mean, it's a bit outside of my normal price range, but
yeah.
I'll say that if you do show me something I didn't know about, I'll honor those terms.
Okay. Me player me forgot how we got people to see them last time. That wasn't make them touch them. So it's I think it was a matter of like detect magic and rolling high in perception or something.
Yeah. That
how do you do this?
I would say. I think another option here is that we do have the bottles that if they can just do a regular memory,
they can do regular memories.
So, I think that would be an option that's not casting magic.
Let's start with that. Didn't we also have the bottle of stuff, or did we give that away in the library?
I think that was given away in the library.
That'll do.
Or it's left in his domain. Like, you left it somewhere because it was infective.
Yep. So we could do a memory of both of those things, actually. The goo. Maybe the memory of Cable and the goo escaping from it.
If you want to do that,
rental, not a purchase.
If you want to do that, I need to know who is giving up the memory.
Given that I can see them all the freaking time, it won't hurt for me to not see one of them.
Cam, you had the best perception to have them.
And also, I've perceived more, so there's more to notice in my memory.
Cam, what you do is you begin to pull out one of these memories from your head. Do you pull out the cables or do you pull out the goo?
I pull out the cables first.
You pull out the cables. Like with Yuka, you pull it out, you place it into the bottle, you cork it up. You notice at this point, the mistress sort of looks at you and goes, "Do you mind if I?" And just sort of gestures her head at the bottle.
But I was intending for you to.
I figured, but it's polite to ask, you know.
Indeed.
And she sort of like gestures her hand over. You notice that all of a sudden you are within arm's reach of her. If you hand over the bottle, you watch as she takes she takes a new wand that appears from underneath the mushroom table, gingerly dips it into the bottle, and brings it up towards her head. You all are going to watch as this liquid, this sort of stardusty, it's almost like a pharaoh fluid. As it sort of approaches her head, you watch as it first seeps in to the point where contact is made, and then it spreads down and sort of almost dips into her eye, dips into her ear, ever so lightly, as if it's just sort of crawling into her head. Before she goes, "Oh, that is new." Cam,
Can
You
I
have-
point at like
Cam,
Hmm?
you have forgotten all of the cables. You do
Okay.
not remember them.
okay.
Like Cam's perception is so high that they'd be able to see the cables here, right?
That's the question.
Cam, you see no cables here.
The fuck? Do we fuck ourselves?
Oh, that is quite interesting. No, that is new. You're completely correct. That is something I did not know about. Well, based on what I see, based on what I remember, I should say. Quite intriguing. Quite intriguing. I wonder.
She see them now, like in this room, because I have seen them in this room.
She does
before
see
I-
them.
Okay.
You
Yes.
would not know this, but she does see them in this room now.
Yes. I'm pretending like I'm very well aware of what's going on. But if
You-
anyone notices me, like have seen me before, there's just my eye is twitching, but it's twitching not in the like the eyelid is flickering, but it's twitching and the colors are changing.
Oh.
It's like oh fuck you.
Can I
This is a new bored face for Cam.
can I
It's
do
not
a
fun.
sending to Cam to
Yeah.
It's a let's see, yeah, 25 words or less. It's you gave a memory to Mistress
I'm very well
About-
aware.
cables in view, still in room there are. That was 15. I can do more.
You can do more.
Just as few words as possible. So
Don't worry.
Cam, you were immediately feeling a little bit worried.
Oh wait, you asked still more words. Continue.
With detect magic and true sight, maybe view.
You have 5 more words if you wish for 5 more words.
that
Wait, no, you don't. Never mind. I can count. I can do math.
Yeah,
Could
that
I
was it.
try to do like a prestidigitation
Yes.
and show exactly what I see in the cables now, so it wouldn't really be obvious
What
to us
cables?
because all of us can over.
Throgyn, you
I
can't
could-
see them.
Throgyn,
I
what's your
could
perception?
Slow.
Throgyn, do you want to look around? Do you want to roll perception for me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry for being mean.
With knowledge about cables, could I roll perception to see if I see them?
Yes. I will say, you are going to have a hidden minus modifier.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, okay. Throgyn, with a 15, you are able to see the cables. However, you also watch as everything goes 2-dimensional.
I'm suffering.
He's suffering.
Yuka is going to put what she thinks is a reassuring hand on him
Well, it's a
somehow.
natural 20 plus 7 minus whatever you decided.
That. Oh no. That succeeds. Genuinely, that succeeds.
Well, I mean, I started with a natural 1, so I earned this one.
Cam, you all of a sudden notice that snaking through the grass around you, and very specifically snaking up towards the mistress's throne, are these black cables. They're thick, about as thick around as your wrist. There's a couple of different cables bundled together into a bigger cable, and you never see the beginning or the end of it. But it looks very bizarre. It looks definitely magical, and that's about what you know.
And what Fig told me, which is that I knew about them before,
Yes.
which we'll do for now.
Yes.
Does the mistress also have the memory of what's his name, Jeremiah, being
Yes.
turned into a tragedy? Okay, great. So she knows not to touch them.
Not
or-
Jeremiah, but the shop owner. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
I figured that would be useful info.
It is very useful info. Otherwise, she would have touched them. Oh, that's quite interesting. Well, what I can see here is whatever they are, they got definitely some sort of higher power in them. And I don't mean higher as in divine. I mean higher as in more powerful than, you were at. Based on the fact that they're in this room, I could tell you that whatever they are, they're able to go past a lot of higher power magics. I've seen a little bit of let's call it doodling from you over there, handsome. I don't think that circle would keep them out.
Fig is in trouble. Na, 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 na.
That's not what I was doodling, but that's
No,
it's,
you're thinking. You're using that big old brain of yours. You're thinking quite well.
I'm thinking it. Okay. That's concerning.
What else I got for you about this about these interesting little cables is I could tell you that they how whatever's inside them, I don't know if it's strictly harmful or if it's more like oh, how do you people work again? The material plane, you got that stuff that flows through you.
Blood.
Blood?
Are you talking about blood?
Yes, blood. You know how like you need it to go.
Excuse you?
No, look, Cam, I'm sure you understand that we work a bit differently around here.
This woman is full of xylem and phloem.
Correct.
Fucking plans.
She's full of xylem, phloem, and stardust. Have fun. Look,
Was that a trail of blood that led us here? The glittery dust? I don't ask her.
now
I
hush! Don't ask
you
questions
this.
you don't want the answer to, Raven. All right. What
Asked and answered.
what I can tell you is that whatever this is, it seems to work a lot like that blood stuff. It's necessary, but not all of it. More just like a significant amount is necessary. Whatever, based on what I saw, it almost looks like it's not quite. It's almost as if it can change what it needs to change in order to get the point across. Quite interesting magics. Almost as if somebody's trying to point you or lead you to something. Though that last bit is speculation.
It's a bit hard when there's no beginning or end to them.
Well, out of character, we did find one beginning.
Yes, but like, wait, do I even remember that moment?
No, you don't.
Great. I forgot all about
Rose,
that.
you do. Cam, you do not.
Love that for me. That's a fewer nightmares.
So perhaps it is prudent for us to find, if not one end, both ends.
I mean, haven't you seen the other end already? I'm seeing two.
Boop.
So
The other end went all the way up, right?
the other end went all the way up.
Wait,
Gang, are we gonna have to climb up that big ass catwalk, sandbag, cable mess?
What's got you in a tizzy?
It's hard to know what to do when so many of our questions and thoughts are open-ended and don't have a concrete answer.
Can I offer you some advice? I'm sorry, may I offer you some advice? I can.
If it comes free without a string attached, it would be welcome.
It would be very welcome without any strings attached, yes.
Well, I can see why you guys are so careful about strings. Cam, you cannot see why they are so careful about strings. I would suggest, if I were in your shoes, what I would want to do first and foremost is, you're right, you got a lot of open-ended questions, and you don't got a whole lot of ways to answer. So, I didn't build my little empire here by sitting on my ass and waiting for people to give me answers. What I did is I went out there and I chased down things I didn't know myself. Sometimes I was wrong, but sometimes the hunches I had and the things I made up were correct. The advice I'd give you, little book boy, pick something and believe it's possible, and then go and do it.
I do a little, half bow.
She just nods a little bit at you.
Okay, this is May. I'm back on my original idea. That's
And you're going to watch, before you're able to do your idea, May, the mistress leans up and sort of starts to pull something from her temple, and you see that same memory that Cam had handed over pull out of her brain, go back into the bottle, and then get sort of shifted along the table towards Cam. Oh, now. Oh, wow. Can't remember the slightest. Where were we?
We had an exchange of information.
Mm-hmm.
It was completed.
This guy cannot tell a lie to save his life. My God.
I wasn't going to. I wasn't gonna tell a lie.
You should. You two say that was forgiven and shit.
No, I'd get caught out on that, okay? I'd know this.
I love this. I also love that Cam has not picked up the memory that was put in front of them.
In due time, this is
Fair
more
enough, fair enough.
entertaining.
No, but Cam's suspicious because this is good information to have.
Why return this to us?
Yes.
You promised to show me something I hadn't seen before. You never promised to give me the memories.
A woman of your word.
Like I said, I didn't get here from accidents.
Do I know of a way to copy a memory from your brain? Or can you only literally transfer them?
You would know that Transferring is the easier one to do. In order to copy a memory, you would need to find somebody who has that very specific specialized skill set. So Cam, unfortunately, not your skill set.
No, of course
You-
not. That's why.
You would know that somebody with a significant amount of like proficiency in memory magic and illusory magic would be able to like pick and choose what they give up. It would be a little bit more specific than just like I would like to, hand over all my memories of cake. I'd like to rather just hand over like all but this memory of cake.
Okay. I'll take the file back, but I won't put it in my head yet.
That's fair.
I'll just hold on to it for a little bit.
That's fair.
So, Lady Mistress, our exchange of information is complete, unless there are other outstanding debts that you'd like to be completed. I am thinking that our business is over.
Well, I don't have any other outstanding debts of information. Though, because I do like to be polite about this and I don't want anyone to get stopped when they try and leave, there are 3 outstanding debts that I know of from this conversation. One of them is from myself. I did ask you to take a seat and you very kindly did, Fig. One of them is from yourself. You did apologize for something, and I will not hold it against you that much, but it does count as a debt by laws of the land. And the last one is from your dear Raven over there.
God damn it.
You did offer me a hand before you said no.
Could I trade
must be
you
joking.
something in order for my debts to be forgiven?
Well, see, that's the funny thing about that, Feather. You don't exactly have any hands now, do you?
No, a hand, not both hands.
No, correct, a hand, but he don't have any.
They're scaly little fingies, like little feets.
The feathers.
So,
Okay,
We don't need to argue with this.
that is fine. That is fine. You know what? Forget it. We don't need to litigate it.
You're so right. You're so right.
So, how about this? And you see that on the table in front of you appears a little small box. It looks to be made out of like a Venus flytrap's pod, like a Venus flytrap's mouth. It just sort of appears on the table in front of you, closed. Are you gonna make me open it up myself?
I try to open it carefully. I try not to lose my hands.
It very carefully opens up, and when it opens up, you see that on the inside there is a small silver band, a ring sized in the shape of a vine. May, I love how you were silenced by Discord for that one.
No, I mouthed it.
Gotcha.
Because, yes. Fig's also mouthing it.
That's fair.
What did you
You
mouth?
should have
Because
snatched
I,
me up
like-
when you had the time, big boy.
I'm getting a proposal. Is this what?
I mean, I already proposed and you accepted. This is just the ring to make it official.
Incredible. Cam, I assume this is not dumb.
This thing
Tell
I
me if
don't
it
know
is.
what is dumb or not anymore. You have already accepted. That is true.
Do
Yeah.
I have ceremony prepared?
I don't know, do you?
I don't think I do.
I'm a cleric.
You're a cleric. Wedding time.
Wait.
Wedding time.
Dum dum da dum.
grab the Venus fly trap as if it's like a ring box.
Yeah.
I don't know any other way to do this than to get on one knee and to be like, "Will you marry me back?" But
Do you say the back too?
yes.
Of course I would, darling Raven. And she holds out her hand to you.
Before he puts the ring on her finger, Yuka is going to take out a rune.
Yeah.
like a bone with a rune. And it's going to be like, bleed on this for a prenuptial.
I'd like to do detect magic on the ring too.
Yes, you may do that. What are you asking me to do, Lady Yuka? Steward of the Woods.
Precisely what I said. I am arbiting an agreement between two people about to be joined in wedlock. This is a prenuptial. It is an agreement for in the case of separation or divorce, both parties will receive compensation equal or greater to that which they are owed.
And can I ask more about the fine print of that one? You ain't gonna get me into a contract without letting me read the entire thing.
But you'll let him do that.
He already accepted it.
That's the proposal. It doesn't mean you have to get married.
Purely insurance. And proposals can be broken.
Yes. What? Oh, give me a moment.
What saying about this?
You see another monstera leaf falls down from the ceiling. This time towards you, Yuka. You see on there a very strong proposal. It's basically it is a prenuptial in the sense of the amount of capital owned by both parties is taken into account now at this exact moment, or the moment of the proposal, yada yada yada. This exact moment, basically, in the event that a divorce occurs, each party receives exactly what they had at the recorded moment, in addition to an amount of shared capital based on like DOD arbitration at time of divorce, with preference being given to records of income or records of incoming capital.
Okay. Yuka's mindset is, I just don't want to see Throgyn get taken for a worse ride.
Fair enough.
That's so sweet of you. That's so sweet.
In the Fey Wild, would things like memories and dreams and whatever else is used in transactions be considered capital?
Yes, correct.
So Throgyn could lose memories from the time now until the time of divorce if that is decided by the Department of Debts.
Yes.
But only
I
like,
will specify that to Throgyn.
But like that's not likely to happen, right?
You don't know that.
I mean,
I just wanted you to be aware
16
of it.
out of my 17 husbands still going strong.
That too. I could just not get divorced. But in the case that we would get divorced, like me having to give up my memories would pretty much only happen if both of us suddenly had huge debts, right?
Correct. If we both had less memories. Why are we talking about this during the proposal? Like, during the engagement.
I didn't want to make this a big thing. I thought it was going to be a one-off joke. I'm sorry.
The Fae don't do bits, Sonny.
Well, maybe they should consider it.
Will you marry me back?
I would love to.
I am doing the detect magic on the ring.
Yes, the detect magic on the ring. You notice that the ring is magic in the sense that it was created by magic, but it's not magic in the sense that there is like a spell still on it.
Wait.
Got it.
You would notice that as it is slipped onto her finger, if Raven slips it onto her finger, like you suddenly notice that there is just sort of a curl, like a continuous curl up her arm and up her ring finger that just gets one additional rotation on it.
I was gonna say, wasn't you wearing rings before?
Yes,
It's
yes.
all the same one.
It's all the same one. It just sort of molds together into one ring.
Oh my god.
Incredible.
Oh my god, that means Throgyn now has 16 husbands.
No, 16.
17. 17.
Oh,
No,
he's 18?
what?
He's
No,
18.
I thought he was 17.
Oh, sorry, he's 17. My bad.
But Throgyn doesn't have 16 husbands. Throgyn has 16, like, brother husbands.
I
Brother-in-laws,
think
yes.
sharing is important. Sharing is caring.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
By the way, darling, your claw, And then-
King.
you get given a little ring. It's a little ring. It's got a little like silver pansy growing out the top of it.
Oh.
Incredible. That's beautiful. Thank you, darling.
Anytime.
Yeah, another dead. Good job.
That's not a debt,
Thank
I
you.
don't think. I will see you soon.
It's a
my
bit
love.
of a debt.
Okay.
But don't worry, we share capital now, remember?
Would either of you like me to sign as a witness in my professional opinion?
I mean, I don't need one
The
here. Do
wedding
you need
needs
one,
to be planned.
Raven?
We need we need to plan a wedding that takes time.
This is true. I can get my people on it if you'd like.
I don't know how time works, and I think we might be leaving Fey Wild in a bit, so like, I don't know how that works.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, if that's everything, I think y'all best be leaving for right now. Oh, sorry, we still had debts to figure out. Fig.
Yes, if I'm fine with a mutual disbandment, was that?
Dissolution.
Dissolution or disbandment, both count.
Mhm.
I'm also acceptable with that. Shall we?
We shall.
And she holds out her hand for yours. And she just sort of, in her tiny hand, takes your big hand, just sort of, mwah, kisses your knuckles. And then
Throgyn immediately jealous.
and then flips her hand the other way around.
Pursue this a lot.
I'm like equal, whatever. And like the quickest, like little thing.
And debt disband. No worries. Well then, I'm sure y'all know your way back out.
Well, I do.
See, this one's got a good head on his shoulder. You'll be in safe company, right?
Goodbye, love.
Bye, darling. And you all leave, I assume? And you step out of the same heart-shaped doors that you had entered at first. Throgyn, you have a card tucked into your pocket as well as a ring on your finger.
If I leave the Fey Wild, can I eat the candy?
Are
Can I
you
not-
asking
can
the
I
GM?
not eat in the Fey? No, I'm asking Cam. Cam, if I'm in the, is the rule you cannot eat in the Fey Wild, or is the rule you cannot eat food from the Fey Wild or wherever? I want to eat. My wife gave me a lovely little snack, and I want to eat it.
At this point, given that you're married, it's probably fine because debts are mutual.
You're not married yet.
However,
Just letting remember.
honestly, I don't care at this point. Throgyn can do whatever he wants. He's the mistress's problem now. You also got proposed under false pretenses.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I like being tricked or whatever.
No, but also your name is not your name.
Yeah. So
Both of you.
You don't know that. You don't know that for sure, Cal.
No, but they met each other while using a false name, and that was the bit I was referring to. Not
Yes.
that the contract wouldn't be valid,
No, that's fair. Yeah.
because it's still the person who accepted,
Yes.
not the name.
Yes. Okay. But I think that's where we're going to end for tonight. So I would be really interested to know before next session where you guys are going to next. In the meantime, I'm going to do my little sign off. Thank you everyone for watching today. I know it was a bit of a shorter session, but we are very happy that you tuned in regardless. As always, the art of our characters as always, the art of my player characters was made by the lovely Rando's Art in chat. Thank you very much. We love it. We love the art so much. The art is so very cool.
Thank you, Rando's Art.
The background music that you hear during our breaks and during our stream starting soon, and also the track that you will hear after we log off here,
No.
is made
Honey, show your face.
is made by our adorable Sunny K, doing very professional music, and I've been told in confidence that maybe a thing will be happening.
Yes, by the end of the month of January, I live in the United States, so things are happening that are causing a bit of delays in certain places. But by the end of the month, all of the music that you hear in stream should be available for purchase in Bandcamp in its own little Garunk campaign album.
That will be linked.
Including a bonus track that didn't quite make it into the mix because we didn't have enough times to use it for technical difficulty music.
That will hopefully be linked in the YouTube comments. It's not linked on Twitch, unfortunately, because Twitch has character limits. So that is Bandcamp, Hey Sunny K? Or Sunny K Sings.
Bandcamp.com.
Hey Sunny K.
Yep, Sunny K Sings is the username I use on here. If it's a different one, that is an imposter. They cannot be trusted. I also cannot be trusted.
But for different reasons.
But for different reasons.
Does anyone else have anything they want to plug?
Right now, the Los Angeles area is experiencing severe natural disasters and devastation. There are a lot of people who are currently not able to stay at home because of how quickly the fire is spreading, and there are lots of people who are in need of basic necessities, anything from food, water, resources. People have lost their entire homes and their entire lives to this fire. So if you can, please donate or spread the word about reputable organizations that are doing benefit work for the people of LA who have been forcibly displaced due to this natural disaster. And as always, you can donate to Médecins Sans Frontières for devastation happening in the rest of the world. Times are tough, and if you've got the money to spare and you've got the energy to expend and share the word, please do that, because that's awesome, and it makes the world a better place.
With that, I feel a bit less than stellar plugging myself after that, like, very important PSA. Hi,
well, you can still also plug yourself.
Hi, I'm Nalise. Yeah. You can find me here on Twitch. You can also, oh my goodness, my voice. You can also find me over on YouTube at Nalise RPG. We have old VODs of all of our previous streams along with some other YouTube videos. If you are interested in any additional content, you can check me out on Ko-fi/Nalise or Patreon/Nalise. Both of them are completely free to follow, so please, if you are interested, follow those. If you do want to throw a couple of, dollars or euros at me, I do have at least one PDF that can be unlocked from any level of donation. And I think there is a VOD up there as well that can be unlocked with any level of donation, back from when we played the bear game, the silly bear game. Other than that, we look forward to seeing you.
Me fall out of the tree. Please subscribe with money.
I did let you fall out of the tree. But please, if it is out of your means, do not donate to me. After all of that, I hope to be back next weekend, if my players are here as well. That will be on if I can check the calendar really quickly.
The 26th.
26th, thank you, Sunny K. We'll be on the 26th of January. With that, that is everything from me. I hope you guys had a lovely night. I hope you have a lovely week. And if you are interested, I hope I hope people enjoy the next session where they're going to have to leave the Fey Wild and maybe do other things. I don't know. We'll see what
We're
our players
probably
come
gonna
up
do
with.
stuff. I'm expecting to do stuff.
Stuff
Maybe
indeed.
even things. Maybe
Wow.
even things.
Wow.
But yes. So, that is everything. Take care. Stay safe, and I hope you get to play your next game once more with me.
Bye. Off Baratara, shining shores, fine sailing folk are we.
the line between the sea and sky, our only boundary. On crashing waves and even tides we'll navigate the sea. Steadfast our mission in our minds to keep these waters free.